Lucy, and we're girls who talk about God. Today we're going to be talking about judging. So judging is where you look down on someone. So situations could include judging someone for who they are, what they wear, what they do,
and
how they act, talk, etc.
So when we judge someone and we influence that other people's judgment, that comes down to what we've spoken about before, which is gossip.
So in the Bible it talks about how judging is not good.
James 4 verse 11 to 12 says, "Don't speak evil against each other, dear brothers and sisters. If you criticize and judge each other, then you are criticizing and judging God's law. But your job is to obey the law, not to judge whether it applies to you." Matthew 7 verse 1 says, "Do not judge others and you will not be judged."
Yeah, so that is a very well-known verse, but it is actually one of the most disobeyed verses in the Bible, which is
not good.
Yeah, not good at all. So God says in this verse, not to judge. So we should not judge.
Matthew 7 verse 5 says, "Hypocrite, first get rid of the log in your own eye, then you will see well enough to deal with the speck in your friend's eye."
Yeah, so that is like, I feel like that's also a well-known verse where it's like, we're judging someone else's faults, but we have faults as well. So we should be dealing with our own judgmental faults instead of criticizing somebody else's faults.
Yeah. And again, though, that it's important to note that sometimes we can be judgmental with ourselves, and that's not the best thing as well.
Yeah.
So you need to find that right balance.
Yeah. So judging by like speaking words is very bad, but also just judging in your heart is actually a sin. Also, when we're judging someone, we are pretty much looking down on them, as I mentioned before, which is where we think we are better than them, which is manifestation of pride, and having all this pride for ourselves and, oh, we're the best, like, they suck. That's definitely not good.
That's no good. Oh wait, I don't even know how to do a bottom thumbs up.
So the judging can come under a lot of categories, but it's judging, there's like a few things that judging is not. And one of them is when we speak to someone about them sinning or like falsely like teaching. So yeah, people need to people need to accept criticism as well, and we need to learn from people. And when we're sinning, we want other people to like help us and tell us.
Yeah.
So an example, like, it's kind of our responsibility to help people when they're sinning, and an example of this, I'll try and remember it. If I see a kid on the road who's about to get run over, we're obviously going to help them. And it's the same when someone is about to sin, we want to help them and warn them to stop sinning. So that's not judging, we're helping them.
Yeah. And it says in the Bible that firstly we need to go to them and confront them and tell them what they've done is wrong. And if they don't listen, then it's time to go to like the higher authorities, so like the church.
Yeah.
So that's in the church setting. So obviously it's different if it's in a different setting. James 5 verse 19 and 20 says, "My dear brothers and sisters, if something among you wanders away from the truth and is brought back, you can be sure that whoever brings the sinner back will save that person from death and bring about the forgiveness of many sins." So that's what we just spoke about.
Yeah. So what does judging actually mean? Judging is when we're criticizing someone wrongly. So yeah, we're making false accusations and saying things that will put someone else down and won't actually help them at all. How can we resolve our judging
judgments?
Yeah, we'll go with that. So the first way is to submit ourselves to God. And we can do this by praying to Him and asking Him for help.
I guess you have to ask God to give you wisdom in knowing what is judging and what's love. So once you ask God for that wisdom, He can give you the strength for discerning the difference, and then knowing how to make sure that you're not judging, and more so that you have a loving attitude towards people, and that's not judgmental or anything like that.
Yeah. And another thing is to love others with your words. So by tearing others down and making them look bad and then making us look good, we're actually loving ourselves rather than other people, which is not good. So we shouldn't be judging other people and making them feel bad. Just be loving them for who they are.
Yeah. And so what's our challenge for you this week? We challenge you to stop judging, but more so to ask God to help you discern from what's judging and what's not, and to learn how to make sure that we're loving and we're not judging.
If you enjoyed this video this week, then make sure you give it a big thumbs up.
And be sure to subscribe if you would like to get updates on all the videos and topics that we have.
That'll be great. And we also have an Instagram page where we upload photos which have Bible verses that relate to the videos that we've uploaded and just, you know, updates. So.
And also, if you have any comments or questions, any topics that you'd like us to cover, be sure to either comment on our videos or to email us. Yeah. We're on both of those things. So keep trusting in God.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye.